Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey.
What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's up? Saturday afternoon, and welcome to another edition of the Comedy Cypher with me, your host, comedian Ardie Hollingsworth, Black 11 Entertainment, Hot 7025 FM, the hottest station on the planet. I am joined by the beautiful E. Carice here in the studio, engineering and chefing everything up. As always, here on the Saturday, dope guest only. We have two wonderful guests that we'll be bringing in a little bit later on. Shamar Green, comedian extraordinaire, young fella in the game. We're gonna hear his story. And then comedian Oval, she's in the birthday girl Oval in the building, especially comedian Oval. So we'll hear from those two wonderful guests a little bit later on. Speaking of birthdays, I was out, we're doing a little family staycation on the strip, or a little timeshare. I won't tell y'all where because I don't want y'all popping in on me. But it is my baby, my McLovin, 10-year-old birthday, 10th birthday coming up on Monday. So shout out to my baby McLovin Parker Lauren Hollingsworth, my little heartbeat, my little mini me. Funny, she is the funniest comedian I know. Always keeps me laughing, always keeps my spirits in a good place. So shout out to my baby. Daddy loves you to death. My girl, Parker. All right, so we're going to continue to turn up and have a great time for her on her birthday weekend. She got lots of surprises in store. She just wanted to do simple stuff, and shout out to her, man. Just insight into her character, just a little sweetheart. She just wanted to spend time with her sister and her family this week. She wanted to do a little staycation on the strip, so we made that happen this weekend. And then we got a big birthday celebration for her on Monday at the house with presents and all of her favorite things and lots of surprises. My baby went out. Let me tell you how blessed my kids are. My baby made a 2-page birthday list. Had a bunch of shit on it. 2-page birthday list with the big writing. 2-page birthday list. All this Care Bear stuff she wanted. And she submitted the list with confidence. And this was about a month and a half ago. So confident, in fact, she put the list up on the refrigerator. The list is on our refrigerator door. And she even went the extra mile and told us where we can find some of the stuff. She right next to it, she was like, Care Bear such and such, you can find on Amazon.com. Well, all this other stuff, she told us we can find it and where we can find it and get it for her. So shout out to her, man. I didn't have that luxury growing up. We grew up on free and reduced price lunch. So I didn't make Christmas list or birthday list or any type of list like that. But God is good. It's always about being able to elevate the generations in your family. So I'm glad that my wife and I could provide those types of things and make sure my baby have a happy birthday, man. So we work really hard to do that. It's one of the things that we're very proud of, man, being able to provide our families with the things that they enjoy and the simple things that they love and spending time with one another. So my greatest joy is always, the source of my joy is always my family. But let's talk about the shit that's been happening with your boy. Listen, y'all, listen, Saints, I know a lot of y'all love me and support me and everything that we're doing with Black 11 Entertainment over this 4-year journey that we've been rocking with y'all for Black 11. But I mean, we've had so many ups and downs, high of highs, low of lows in this journey with building what I want to become the #1 urban entertainment brand in the world. So that's the goal for Black 11 Entertainment. And to that end, there's been a couple of occasions now. One right before, if you guys know my story, I had COVID really, really bad a couple years ago, like deathly bad, like in the hospital, like lost 27 pounds, like had to learn how to rewalk, breathe, all of that shit. COVID had it really, really bad. And that was one of the death blows for Black 11 Entertainment as a one-man show and kind of building this company. And, you know, my wife is right there, but, you know, as a spearhead of the company and building things, producing, promoting, performing, marketing, wearing all of the hats, it basically shut a lot of things down. We had to pull back from shows. I had, 6 months laid up just trying to get back regular, get back right again. And came back from that, man. But prior to that, I had an agreement in place to open my own comedy club. And that's always been the dream of mine, to get my own comedy club going. So I had an agreement in place and things fell apart on that deal. And, that was one big blow, like fell apart on that deal, like literally a month before we were supposed to open. All right. So never, deterred or discouraged. We picked up the pieces, moved forward. And if you guys have been following the story this year, we've had a hell of a year for Black 11 Entertainment, producing over 50 shows. Lake Las Vegas Comedy Cruise, I'm rocking one of those shirts today. The cruise is soon to return. It's coming back in the fall. We always take a little break on the cruises over the summer. But Lake Las Vegas Comedy Cruise, I shot 2 comedy specials earlier this year, one in January, another one in May. We had Bars and Notes going down at the Oyo. I was... had a show over there, a weekly residency show at the Oyo on the Strip. We had Mismatch going on. And all year, I've been on the grind working with various real estate professionals and looking for space to open my own comedy club. We were doing our shows at other folks' venues. And, when you're generating income or revenues from your original concepts, your shows, your ideas, you're wearing all the hats, doing all the work, but you're only getting one side of the revenue, it is very, very difficult to run a live entertainment or comedy business. So always the end goal for me over these 4 years with Black 11 Entertainment was to get into my own space. You have, certain budgetary concerns and those types of things, but always the goal was to get into my own space. So rock on this year, and everything that has happened with Black 11 Entertainment was me trending towards opening my own club. So we had an agreement in place. This is like recent developments. We had an agreement in place. We had what's called a LOI, letter of interest, letter of intent, in place to sublease a place on the Las Vegas Strip. Super excited about it. Headliners Comedy Club was coming. Our anticipated launch date was New Year's Eve. We were going down the list of booking A-list headliners, celebrity guests, all of that good stuff. Moving in the right direction, hoping to sign our official lease, and start our build out and construction on October 1st. But let me tell you what a motherfucker will do. Here's what a motherfucker will do in business, saints. A motherfucker, and in this case, this particular motherfucker took my LOI, my letter of intent, my agreement to negotiate in good faith to open our lounge, and used that to leverage another offer that they had and push them towards a lease at a higher price. That's what a motherfucker will do. A low integrity motherfucker will do that. And that's what they did, a low integrity motherfucker. So I have been dealing with a lot. And I tell you that to tell you this. My brother passed, that's been a crazy thing to deal with family and how folks act a goddamn fool, upon a person's passing. So I've been dealing with all of that. I've been dealing with the transition, unwinding of all of my shows, different various business agreements to open up my comedy lounge. And when people say, and I know not everybody's in my shoes, not everybody's walking your journey, your path, and they want to find words to comfort you, and that you pick up the pieces and move forward. And the reason for this long intro is on the drive over here, I was like, well, fuck it. Let me just tell the story and get it on wax. Because a lot of times people have purposely good intent, but for this week, I posted something that maybe have come across a little cryptic as I, went back and reread it. And a lot of people have reached out to me, and people have reached out to me that I haven't heard from in quite some time. And it's great to hear from y'all. But yeah, I was at the point where my brother passed, multi-million-dollar business agreements have been fucked up over low integrity shit that's been going on. And my heart and my intentions are always in the right place, in the good place when I do business with people. There's not a motherfucker in this world that can say that Ardie Hollingsworth ever did some bullshit to him, owe him some money, was shady on a deal, said one thing. I was raised by Ardie D. Buggs. That's what I'm named after, my grandfather, one of the greatest men I've ever known and met in my life. And he taught me how to be a man of my word, a man of integrity. So play that shit. And a lot of y'all move like slimy motherfuckers in this world. You really do. It's a me first thing. And if you notice how I built my business, I invested my own money. I took money out of my family's savings, out of shit that I worked for over 25 years to build Black 11 Entertainment. When I put money in comics pockets, when I produce a show, it's off my own back. So the shit that really gets under my skin is when a person is disrespectful to the blessing of opportunity and the blessing of opportunity that I created. And in doing business with people, man, I always show up honest. I always show up, in a situation where I try to find win-win situations for both myself and anybody that I'm partnered up with on a business front. So we all win, because that's the purpose of business. But some of you motherfuckers are just snaky, just slimy. And what you don't realize or understand, and one of the things that really fucked with me about the comedy club situation going the way it did this week, is when I pull out of shows, I pulled out of Cork and Thorn. There were some fundamentally great people that worked down at Cork and Thorn. Shout out to Alex and Tony and Big Mo, all the people that work down there. We've been doing Mismatch, for quite some time down there. When I pull out of Vegas Stand Up and Rock, all the people that work there, shout out to Monty and Bree and Leah and all the people at Vegas Stand Up and Rock, and all of the people in comics that I employ every week. I was putting fucking 15 goddamn comics to work every week. So, and I was looking to elevate that 15 and turn that into 30, 40, 50 other opportunities when I open up the club. So when people pull snaky shit and their only retort is, "Oh, I'm sorry, things didn't work out." Listen, I will split your motherfucking head open. Like on some real shit. Because it's not just, to me, it's not just sorry things didn't work out. When you pull some sneaky, snaky, grimy, backdoor bullshit, it affects me, it affects my babies, it affects my family, those are the people I love the most. It affects my friends, relationships that I have in the comedy industry here in Las Vegas. It affects other business relationships. I make moves based on the information that I have at hand. So the information I had at hand, that we were trending towards opening the club New Year's Eve. And that's what I was moving towards, man, getting all these different people in place, various investors. These are, like, this ain't no fucking small shit is what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people, you can pick up the pieces because, and this is no, like, me versus you type of shit, but this is where I feel like people don't really understand, and why I go through the time to, in this case, to explain things. Because it's not just something you can pick up and dust off from. There's multiple fucking layers to this shit and multiple people involved. And when people do snaky bullshit, man, it's just hard to digest. So what I had to do this week, and going back to the Facebook post, I posted something like, "Yo, I'm like basically at my wit's end." That wasn't no suicide note. God damn it, God is good. My life is fucking wonderful. I have a beautiful wife, two beautiful daughters, and I'm grinding every day for it. But what I meant was, I know me, Ardie Hollingsworth, born May 30th, 1979, a true Gemini. I had to back away from society for a minute. I had to get the fuck away from y'all for a minute. Because it reminded me of that movie. I don't know if you've seen this back in the day. It was called Falling Down. I think it was Michael Douglas, where he picked up the 2x4 and he was just whacking motherfuckers with it. Like, sometimes you just at your wit's end, and people do like little dumb shit. And what I was telling my wife and telling the people as closest to me, why I had to I feel myself kind of withdrawn and needing to be a little bit alone right now to process everything and to make my next move. And I'll tell y'all about a couple other moves here in a second. But to process everything and make my next moves, I just needed to be away from dumb shit, because I felt like the totality of everything that's going on with me in my life right now, I was on the verge of snapping, and somebody was gonna get it probably at a level that was not not sufficient for whatever the fuck they was gonna do or say to me at the time. So I just decided to withdraw. So I just been hanging at the crib, man. I've been around my babies. I've been around my baby Parker, been making me laugh. Been around my wife. Been around a couple of dope friends, man, that have reached out to me. Shout out to everybody that reached out with care and concern and all of that shit. Like on some real shit. Y'all know, if you know me, you know me. I just needed to get the fuck away from everybody for a minute, for my own snap and breaking point. type of shit. My baby, this is how crazy it was. My snap and breaking point. My baby got a leadership award on Friday morning. We went to the parent assembly, and I was so on edge. I was hot. I was like, why this little girl's speech longer than my baby's speech? I was just hot. I was mad with everybody. I was like, oh, why you mad at the 10-year-old? So I was like, man, you just sit your ass in the house. Sit down, be still, be quiet, pray about it. And that's what I did, man. Let me and just to put a bow on this thing, I tell y'all a couple other things. Like, I'm a very spiritual person. You won't see me going around spitting Bible verses and all that goofy shit, with the holier than now, holy roller attitude that some people have. But I will tell you this, man, have your relationship with God, man. Establish a real deal relationship with God so you can pray honestly and earnestly, and you can talk to God on some real shit. Like, I went to God like, what the fuck, man? I'll talk to God like he was my brother. I said, listen, man, for real? Like, I'm moving with good intent in my heart's in the right place. So I'm just asking questions and asking for direction, in my prayers and my consultation with God, because there's a lot that's going on, man. I lost my brother, who's like a father figure to me. There's a lot of, I don't want to get into everything here on the radio, but there's a lot of turmoil going on with my existing siblings. So y'all pray for us, man. Y'all pray for enlightenment over our family. Y'all pray for direction. Y'all pray for us, man. So there's a lot going on that front when you lose somebody to grief that I'm dealing with, and then the shit on the business side. And if you know me, I don't make small moves. It's not like, I'm doing like little shit trying to get an open mic at the local bar and grill. Like, I'm making real deal business moves. I'm a businessman for 25 fucking years. So when I started Black 11 Entertainment, it was for a next level of progression in my life on the business front. It wasn't about, comedy being a hobby. I think I told y'all the story a couple of weeks ago, and if you've been around, you know the story and the point and purpose of Black 11. So when I do shit, is to a high degree of excellence. If you look at anything in my life, I'm going for the fucking tip top of the shit. I'm not about to settle for nothing mediocre. So that's the goal, man. And it's not like we slowing down, we undeterred. And on that note, man, I'm gonna tell y'all, God is good. I'm a true believer. So it took me a couple of days, man. That shit happened Monday morning. I woke up to that text and I was fucked up Monday, man. I was just hot. I stayed up all night, man. So I'm sleep deprived. And I was just pissed about the shit, because you think about the equivalent level of excitement that I had when, we're trending towards, we got everything in place and we're moving towards a December 31st launch date, plans, everything in place. And then the crash down of, hey, motherfucker, sorry things didn't work out because this snaky motherfucker took your offer and leveraged it to get a higher dollar price offer from somebody else. But like, I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna call you this because this is how you move. I don't even really use this word, but you move like a bitch ass nigga. So that's your new name to me. Yeah, so let me get my mood right. 321. That was like a 20-minute fucking power rant on the Comedy Cypher. Ikarise, the beautiful Ikarise. Shout out to her. She got her braids all done. Y'all should see it. We're gonna get on camera. Dimple is popping. Braids are done. Fresh with the Jordan Zone again today. Told me what was the name of the segment when you were trying to tell me to call it? Dumb Shit Monday or Dumb Shit of the Week. Yeah, Dumb Shit of the Week. And I pushed back on that because I didn't want to speak that into the universe that we're going to be up here talking about dumb shit, because the Comedy Cypher is about a good time, happy time. So we're going to play some music. I just had to get that off my chest. Thank y'all for listening. Let me give some words of advice on that before just to put a bow on everything. Words of advice, things that I've learned, because everything is a learning lesson, right? So here's what I learned. Always just double down on moving with integrity. The world will try to change you. Be able to look yourself in the mirror. Be able to look yourself in the mirror and know that you are doing the right things for the right reason, for the right purposes, and the right things will come to you. Because, I started telling the story and then I stopped, and then I had this thought, because, that's how my mind be working sometimes. There's a lot of shit on it. What I wanted to tell y'all was that I was able to tour 2 additional new locations yesterday, and then another one on Thursday. that have potential, equivalent potential of the spot that I was looking at. So, God is good. One door closes and, he'll open 5 more for you. It's just up to you to go down that path and walk through them. But be undeterred in your motherfucking hustle, man. In your vision for your life. Shit is going to happen. And I'll tell you that to tell you this. I had a vision for Black 11 Entertainment that came to me, and I know, this is being spiritually in tune. I know when God has got me. He told me build it and build it to be inspirational for other folks to build their shit. So share the great things. If I'm on Facebook, if I'm on the Comedy Cypher and I'm talking about the great things and the new developments, y'all gonna hear that. And he also told me to share the pitfalls and the bad things, to let people know that this shit is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It is a process. It is a journey. There's gonna be some ups and downs on your pathway to success, but you have to be undeterred in the vision that God gives you for your life. You have to wake up and fucking execute it, despite the pitfalls and the things that will fuck with your confidence, quite honestly, man. My confidence was shaken. And if y'all know me, I got like Kanye confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, my confidence is normally undeterred, but I was like, damn, I told my wife, I'm gonna share some real shit to y'all with my wife. We went to breakfast the other day and I was just talking about this shit, and I was like, for the first time in my life, I feel broken. Like, I need to go fucking talk to somebody. So this was therapeutic, this little 24-minute rant. Y'all saved me some money. Y'all saved me some therapy, buddy. All right, so we're gonna get into some music. Let's say Moves by Smooth Dude. That's the name of the song, Moves by Smooth Dude. This better be a good ass song, because that was Moves by Smooth Dude. The beautiful E. Gariz told me we playing Moves by Smooth Dude. Y'all tell me if y'all like this song. Let's hear it.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the...
I had to choose on these big moves. She chose on me. No duck goose. Meditation to the mind while I'm making moves. Tunnel vision to the grind. No, I will not lose. And I'ma put you on, stick to myself, and I'ma be in my zone. Baby, what do you want? She wanna ride my wave, and I'ma play it safe. Can we be on go? Can we hustle and flow? Gotta keep my mind clear, gotta stay away from stress. If we dress to impress, you can hop in my ride. Understand where we at, we gotta stay on track and hold each other's back. You just hop on my wave, we'll be okay. You are the question and I am the answer. With you, my baby, my heart beats faster. I'm just here to change your life. You're as sharp as a knife. Smoking spinach with my olive oil. Yeah, I planted the seed in the soil. But what did I plant to be raw? We gotta stay healthy. No, we can't get spoiled. We are the truth and there are no rules. You a ruby, baby, you're a jewel. And I know love is easy, yeah. I need you to believe me, yeah. I knew you was gonna be my girl. Let me take you away from this world. This world.
Fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown at a castle, like Cinderella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time. You gon' find them slippers in my size. start my garage when we ride. Keep me icy diamonds very wide. Snowy white, yeah. And nothing was sleeping on me. I didn't see what you see. You was the one applying the pressure. You was the one in my dreams. You were the one with the key. You found a way to make it all better. Fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I'll always imagine that it's all fine. As long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Your love got me feeling like I'm waking up. Like a wish on a candle, a crown and a castle. Like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time.
Yeah, ready, of course, ready. What y'all think of that song, man? That was a cool song. Well, we played two songs. The first one was what was it? Moves by Smooth Dude. Smooth, yeah. It was a dope song, man. But we are back and we are joined by two guests on the Comedy Cypher. Welcome back. And we see you sneaking in. E. Carice, y'all ready? We ready? We got them ready to rock. We good? All right. Let me give a little intro, man. First young fella, young gun in the comedy game, man. I see him around town, and if you know anything about just myself, I love work ethic, man. I love people that's grinding. I love people that's following their goals, following their vision. He was a young dude, reached out, wanted to helped out on a couple of the Black 11 events, helped out on a couple of the yacht shows, man. And we've had him up on a couple Black 11 entertainment shows, man. Funny dude. Great perspective in his comedy, man, talking about his life. So y'all show a whole lot of love to the good brother Shamar Green.
How y'all doing? Y'all good? How y'all doing?
And we are joined also by one of my other good friends in the comedy game, man. Miss Tell It Like It Is what I like to call her, man. Always with the fly merch, fly gear, always got a great stage presence, funny as hell on stage, man. She like your auntie, sister, friend. Like you ever ear hustle your mama friends, they be in the kitchen talking shit. That's what her comedy style is like. So y'all show a whole lot of love for comedian Oval.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we are joined by the two of y'all on the Comedy Cypher. So we want to get into your story a little bit, man. And I already had to apologize to him for my lengthy intro. So I'm going to try to shut up and just ask questions, man. First, we're going to kick it to Shamar, man. Give us a little bit of your background. I can teach you up a little bit, but tell these folks who you are and how long you've been in the comedy game.
Man, I'm Shamar Green, like you said. I'm from Kentwood, Michigan. Shout out to my Falcons out there. I moved here about 4 years ago. I've been on the scene. I moved here fresh out of high school. The day I got on my flight, I was still 17, man. So I knew what I wanted to do. I knew it didn't require a degree in college. So I said, it's a great opportunity. I had an uncle living out here.
Comedy is great for y'all sitting in the GED class is what he's trying to tell you.
No, seriously. If you a C student or below, maybe you should try telling some jokes or something. But
yeah, CEO ain't in your future if you're a C student. I'm gonna just take it.
Unless you're like a Gary Vee type or something, I don't know.
Maybe I'm just messing with you, man. Now let's kick it to Val, man. Val, tell us your same background story. How long you been in the comedy game?
Well, I've been in the comedy game a little bit over 7 years. I'm a native Las Vegas girl, you know what I'm saying?
Native Las Vegas. Where you go to high school out here?
Clark High School. Yes.
Clark,
Class
okay.
of 82. Yes.
82. Yeah. And speaking of, you got a birthday.
Yeah, I had a birthday on the 21st. Yeah, turned 59.
Happy
baby.
birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, Val turned 59.
Yeah.
Do you still keep up with some of your old high school mates?
Yeah, we getting ready to have something going on too. Plus, too, I worked in the same hotel for like 34 years, and they just hit me up about having an old get together for the Hilton people. You know what I'm saying? So I get a retirement check every month from them. You know what I'm saying? Just, Yeah, so we gonna
Val just stunning on y'all.
That.
She said she just walked to the mailbox.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying, you know, I just let people know. Like I say, 59, you know, I'm letting people know 59 because it's like a forewarning. So then people know that, you know, like I'm too old for the 69. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting, I'm just giving them 69. A warning. I'm just giving them a warning. I'm like an expressway. You understand what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, we no licking, no sucking, we straight fucking. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, we just got to do things that's like a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Val, this is a family show.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, hold on, what?
Oh, sorry.
I'm just messing with you. Hopefully my babies ain't watching.
I just heard.
Y'all don't see what I said about your auntie? No, I'm playing. This Comedy Cypher's wide open, Val.
I just heard you read somebody to the max, and I was feeling that. I was feeling that all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm glad.
It's a shame that in these days that we got to take things to a level when you got to record, you know, a conversation with people because people like backbite on what they're gonna say. You know, I've been booked in certain things. They told me, you know, I didn't advertise it and everything. And then come out, they didn't change it up or took me out. You know, I understand what that feeling is because it make you want to crack somebody's skull. You know what I'm saying?
I was looking for the hardware store. I needed one of them 2x4s, man. Shamar, you said you had a quote. You were telling me off air that you had a quote you wanted to share with me. What was it, my man?
Yeah, man. So whenever I'm going through something don't go my way, I always say, it didn't go how I pictured it, but I'm still in the picture.
I like that.
You're still in the picture, man. You got your own radio show. You know, you got deals and that you touring places. You good, man. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. Yeah, still in the picture. God damn it, take the picture. We in it. Speaking of still in the picture, man, let's talk about being in the game and your performances. Highlights of your comedy career. Tell these folks about it.
Highlights. Oh man, about 2 years ago, I really felt like I really broke on the scene locally.
Okay.
When I did Extreme Comedy Club for the first time.
Yeah, shout out to Billy Bob.
Shout out to Billy Bob. That's my guy.
Yeah, another good dude, man. Contributed to the comedy community. Took the steps to open a club and gave a lot of opportunities on those stages. Just over the past couple years, man. Shout out to anybody on the entrepreneur side over the past couple of years. It's been tough to open and start a business on the heels of the pandemic, especially a live entertainment or a live event business. We were locked the fuck out of everything and shut down. What are you doing? You breaking shit over there, Shamar? See, this is why you can't be allowing everybody in. You just take your time, fix. You got the mic
check, we good.
Yeah, you did that shit on live, and your 4 followers gonna be talking shit about
it. Man, all 6 of them.
Y'all hit them up on MySpace and tell them to stop breaking shit.
Yeah, going crazy.
Let's go back over here to old Val, somebody that got some sense. Get it outside before. Val, highlights of your comedy career.
So I had several highlights of my comedy career. My first time of having a total stand-up. A room stand-up applauding.
Stand-up ovation.
Oh my God. I mean, that was like the best feeling in the world. You know what I'm saying? That was like, damn, girl, you got a little something going on. You know what I'm saying?
Where was this?
It was at the club they have over here right beside the Green Door. And then,
you got a standing ovation at the Green Door?
No,
what was you doing?
No.
Going back to Val's first comment.
Back then it was a club. Back then it was a comedy club back then. So they had a comedy club back then. And
I just wanted you to clarify.
That was pretty exciting. I love like you said, shout out to Billy Bob. He came up to me and he said, hey, look here. You filling the room up, you know, while you up here with somebody else, you know, other producers, produce your own stuff. I see you got it. So I produced my own show there and sold the room out and was an excellent show. So, you know, a lot of things. I love meeting other comedians. You know what I'm saying? To me, I never told you this, but it was an honor to meet you because I heard a little bit about you before I, got to meet you face to face. And then when I met you face to face, and I, put my hand out to introduce myself, you like, I know who you are. I was like, oh, excuse me. I was like, okay, excuse me, but it's been a pleasure since then. I think
my job as a producer, I was, a comedian and a producer, so you wear multiple hats, but I do the work. So I was out. And a lot of time I'm like incognito in the back of the room, just because when I go out to watch a comic to see who would be great for my stages or my shows, I don't listen to the comic. I don't even hear your material. I listen to the cadence of the laughter from the audience. That's what I'm addicted to. Because comedy is such a subjective art form. My thing is, can you make a room full of fucking strangers laugh? Are you providing universal perspective, broad-based perspective to keep a certain cadence of laughter that I like for my shows to have? So I like for there to be, I can tell when a comic is working his setup or his or her setup, and then they're moving into their punchline. And if the setup is long, that punchline better better be killer. Or if you're rapid fire and you got them rolling, I love that, you know, too. So I love different styles of comedians, and I listen again for the cadence of the laughter. So yeah, I saw a lot of people perform even before I started, you know, producing myself, and you did that, which was admirable as well over at Bruce's Spot. You produced a show over there.
I did. I produced 2 shows over there. We called it Heir Apparent Comedy. It was like next up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things ended up falling through with that. We did 2 shows.
Okay.
You know, the club got shut down, but like I said, I'm still in the picture, so
Yeah.
things happen. But that was a cool experience for me.
Yeah, there it is. And let's talk about that a little bit, like, because you're relatively new in the comedy game. I started in the comedy game producing and promoting, and you've had some production still 7 years. I would say that's still relatively new-ish in the comedy game with even 7 years. I've been in 4 years. I still feel like, you know, I just started. But talk to the people about your desire to produce as well as perform, because those are 2 different, vastly different skill sets. So let's go with you, Val.
Well, producing is a whole different subject. I remember the first show that I produced myself. I caught slack unbelievable from other comedians.
Always the motherfuckers ain't doing nothing that got something to say.
And it was a dude, you know, I'm not even going to say his name because, you know.
Yeah, don't say his name.
It was a dude that came at me and told me to F myself. I'm not a headliner and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But I'm the one producing the show, so I am going to be my headliner.
Exactly.
But the point was, you didn't have to participate in it. So what's your beef? It's jealousy.
It is.
It's too much jealousy, but it's just like, that was my first time, and I took upon a lot on myself because I learned that it's hard to headline, put on the show, and make sure everything is running right. It was a lot. Luckily, I made the most money I ever made.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
in comedy.
You absolutely did.
You know what I'm saying? I did, but the point is, it's hard to do both.
Yes.
Like I'm saying, even the host.
The bigger the profit, the harder it'll work. That's how it goes.
Even hosting and running a show. I don't know how you do it. You know, because I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. That's a lot to host,
a lot,
and run the show. You know, it's like you got to pick one or the other sometime. And you know, you love comedy so much, you want to do both. You know, and it's a handful. So I would say, doing your being a comedian and then producing something is 2 different ball games.
Yeah.
You know, 2 different ball games, and sometimes you have to figure out which one you want to do at a time. It doesn't take away from your ability when you want to be hosting a show. It doesn't take away your ability to be producing the show. It's just the point of it is a lot of work to make sure everything is
a ton of work.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? So when you want things run a certain way, I like the way that you do make sure that things are run a certain way, because I've been in, you know, I'm not saying ghetto because I hate when people always use the word ghetto, but some ratchet stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I can't say ratchet.
It always seems to be synonymous with black when people say those types of things, which is unfortunate. Because,
I hate that. That's why I said I hate that word, you know, but I'm just saying that it's a big difference when it comes to being a comedian and when it comes to putting on a show.
Yeah. You're a businessman when you're putting on a show and you have those business related conversations. You have to negotiate venues. You have to come up with a marketing plan. You have to book the right people. You have to come up with an advertising plan. You have to come up with branding and logos and flyers and all of that stuff. Like, there's so much behind the scenes stuff, and people think you just up on stage talking shit.
You know, let me tell you something. When I booked my first room, like I said, it was the first room that I booked, and it was in a major hotel. And the thing what I did was I went to the president of the hotel. I offered him the same amount of my ticket sale that it was for the amount that they was renting the room to me for.
Right.
So what I did was I said, I'll give you that, and then I'll do the rent of the room.
Mm-hmm.
He said, deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they were saying, you gotta be a business.
You have to be a negotiator.
You gotta be a business minded.
Yeah, that's a great game you just dropped on these people, because a lot of times, and let me tie this back to a point that you mentioned. I want to get your thoughts on this again, Shamar, but you talked about other comics or other people that see themselves as your peer.
Right.
Drop the music for dramatic effect, because I'm going to give them some dad advice. Not everybody is your motherfucking peer. Just because y'all in the same class or you think you're in the same game, not everybody is your fucking peer.
Yep.
And you need to get that out your mind. People are built different. We're born different. We have different goals, aspirations, visions, dreams.
Right.
And the Saints' abilities. Bring the music back. Thank you, E. But I just want to say that, and that's a harsh reality. It's a hard pill for people to swallow, but that's the source. That's the foundation of that hate. So let me help you with that if that's something that you're suffering from. Find inspiration in those people that's moving like you wish you could move.
Hello.
Maybe they will sit you down and give you some games so you can move identically. Because let me tell you the difference between a mover and a shaker and a fucking sideline hater. It's thought process in terms of the world and the level of abundance that we live in, you dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah.
See, God has blessed us abundantly. And some of y'all have a deficit mindset. You think they stop making Benzes because your neighbor got one? They're going to wake up tomorrow and make more. You can go out and find a way to get you one too. So it's all about your thought process. And I think if people change their paradigm and their thought process, it'd be a lot less fucking haters in this world. So shout out to you for persevering through that. You decide. You're in entertainment. You decide when you become a star.
Right.
I always think about, and I'm going to get to you, Shamar, again, but you know, I got my mind racing now because that's how the mind works. I think about the guy, the Asian guy, the actor from, what's the movie, the big Las Vegas movie?
Kim Jong-un?
Yeah, it was that was his first fucking role. That was his first role, first time on camera to do as a breakout star of the movie. You decide, your talent decides, the opportunity that you create for yourself decides when you become a star. Backtrack on anybody's career that you admire, and I guarantee you'll see one thing in common. They didn't listen to these motherfuckers telling them when they should become a star. They started moving accordingly, and all of a sudden, we all got to know them as a star.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm sorry, I did a lot.
No, you good.
There, but let me get your thoughts on that, Shamar.
Producing shows. I think for me, it was more about creating a platform for myself.
Okay.
And you and I have had this conversation, like not letting a coach put you in the game,
Yes,
putting
sir.
yourself
Put
in
yourself
the
in the game.
And so I felt like I did a club. I'm not gonna get too specific. I felt like I had a good night. The crowd enjoyed it, but the booker didn't really appreciate it, and I understood that. I respect that.
Yeah.
I believe in getting better, not bitter. So I was like, okay, let me make my own
We're gonna
platform.
be an evangelist. Catch Shamar out on Charleston with some fucking oranges and
You know, so I just wanted to get better. So I hit up a mentor of mine. He said, you know, this is a number to call to produce a show. That's how I got in touch with Billy Bob. And we did the extreme thing, and you know, when that didn't fall through, you know, I was like, okay, let me just focus on being a comic. Yeah, and that's going well. You know, I'm hitting stages more often. You know, connecting with people more. I'm just getting better. I feel like, and I'm enjoying the process.
It's reps.
I'm enjoying the process. As far as everybody not being a peer, I totally get it. I've been in rooms where you know you talking real ambitious and people start looking at you
crazy. Yeah, that's how you know they're not your peer. Anybody that's looking at somebody's ambition with that fucking who the fuck you think he is, look.
Right. So but like the way I get through that is it's my life.
Right.
You know, it don't have to make sense to you because it wasn't put in your head.
And that's from a young boy, man. It's from a young boy. That's what's up. Like, and this is what I mean about thought process. This is what I mean about thought process, right? You've adopted something in your life. You be it mentorship, be it people you came up around, gave you that, or be it your spiritual connection, whatever it was, gave you that thought process to think of yourself in an elevated sense. So much so that you're a young guy, you packed up, you moved to Vegas, you're pursuing your goals, your ambition. 4 years in the game, right?
Yes, sir.
4 years into the game, has produced his own shows. You're doing a weekly with Macho also, right?
Yes, sir. Every Tuesday, Classic Jewel, 353 East Bonneville Avenue. Y'all check it out. This Tuesday is ladies' night, so I won't be performing. It'll just be the ladies. So y'all come out, have a good time, tacos, and you know, jokes.
And look at you, little hating ass motherfuckers. This young man working, man. Young man working. Came up to me and asked me how he can be involved. Was on the yacht show. You know, young fella with ambition. Get you some motherfucking ambition. All right. Speaking of ambition, Val, where you at next? Where, tell the people how they can find you, where they can see you perform.
Well, let's see. I'll be on October 3rd. I'll be having a spot opening up for Vicky Barbalack at Jimmy Kimball's Comedy Club.
Jimmy Kimball's. There you go.
And on October 10th, I'll be hosting her show. So the first time I'm going to be hosting her show, same place, 7 o'clock, Jimmy Kimball's Comedy Club. I'll be hosting Vicky Barbalack show. And on the 24th of October, I'll be featuring one of her shows.
What?
So, yeah. So and then I got something else going on in October, but I don't want to say that till we get that ink dry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you know, one thing I was want to piggyback with you off of. I can't stand when people come at me, and now all of us talking about something that we within 10 years of, you know what I'm saying? But I can't stand when somebody comes to me and talks like, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Oh my God.
And I can't stand it, because my thing is, to me, you insulting yourself. Because if you're telling me you've been doing it for 20 years and we still on the same level, you've been wasting 10 of your years. You understand what I'm saying?
Backwards.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't stand it. And I can't stand when people, it's a pet peeve of mine, for when people keep doing the same set. That's just my opinion. Everybody
Damn, we gonna call this show Real Shit Saturday.
I'm serious.
Maybe they working out something.
No. You always gotta. To me, my thing is, anybody that know me, I'm gonna bring back some old, but I'm gonna mix up a lot of new with it. I can't. How do you expect to have a following if you keep doing the same shit, same stuff over and over and over?
Let me.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me add, just from a booker's perspective. It's hard for us to continue to rebook you. Because what we're trying to build from a brand equity standpoint is a local following here. My business is based in Las Vegas. So my audiences were about 50-50, locals to tourists. Even when I moved to the Strip, it was still roughly 50-50. So if I'm booking you and you're giving us people the same content over and over and over again, it becomes very, very difficult for me to continue to rebook you. Even if I classify you as a good comic.
Now on tour, that's different. I understand a tour.
Because you're seeing different cities and different audiences.
Different. But I'm saying, when you're in the same state, when you're in the same area code, and you keep giving the same thing that you did the last week or last month, I'm just saying, how do you expect me to get excited to see you?
And it's so lazy. It's so lazy.
And another thing is, I'm sorry, I'm just ranting too.
No, you do your thing. I like this.
My thing is,
because it's somebody else. This is why I told you, Val Speaker of mine, we had conversations like this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just hate. I like when people support other people. You understand what I'm saying? But realize when you support somebody, let's say you're another comedian and I got a show on, right? You cut and I let you in the show. That don't mean I'm gonna let you in the show and your friend in the show. You understand what I'm saying? Because then that's a seat taken up. I'm already letting you in, so that's a minus for me already. You understand what I'm saying? Because that could be a plus for me if I didn't sold that seat.
Pay to play, you cheap motherfuckers. Is what she's trying to tell you.
No, I'm just saying. I understand comedians coming out, and a lot of comedians don't want to pay. Don't want to pay for another show. I got that. Even if I give you a discount, to me, you should appreciate that. Yeah. But my thing is, don't bring somebody else too. If you in the show, you in free. I'm gonna give you a guest spot with that person. You coming in, you bring you a guest. You know what I'm saying? But don't ask for 4 and 5 guests. I'm just saying that people got to realize it's a cost for that building.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? It's cost for that spot. For to have something going on.
Yep.
And I just wish that people would appreciate that more. And then just because you not on the show, that don't mean you can't help promote my show. You understand what I'm saying? That's like a little look.
Yeah. In this business, I think you definitely get what you get on the promotion, cross promotion for shows. And you get your thoughts on that. It's a great topic from a comic producer standpoint.
As far as like the support and comics coming in, see, it's tricky, because I've been on that side of getting into shows for free because I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
So I don't want to come on here and sound like a hypocrite and just, bash it. But it all depends on who's running things, like. If you running things and you cool with it, that's you. But I can't hold Val to that standard. I can't hold the next producer to that standard.
That's a good point. It's a great game. What I think is, when I always think about it from this subject, I think from the subject of reciprocity. It didn't cost you anything to help support the show. So if you have a base of supporters within the comedy community, they're sharing your flyers, sharing your posts, and you see those same faces come out to support you. My friends, I have no problem letting my friends in the show. I put people on the comedy cruise, which, by the way, not only do I not make any money, if I'm giving you a comp ticket to the comedy cruise, it costs me $65 to put you on that boat. Because I'm giving you free food. I pay for the boat. It costs me money to give you a comp ticket to the show. So it's situational. But for me, I think comics who genuinely universally support, because I think I'm going to try to get out. Carlos Anthony, for instance, is a guy that come to mind. One of my good brothers in the comedy game. I'll see him pop up at different shows, whether he's on the show or not. Right. Just showing support, and I'll see him share people's flyers, post, and other people do that for him in kind. So I think you get what you give. Let me clear that up for myself.
I'm not saying that I don't think that other comedians shouldn't be able to come into your show free. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you haven't done nothing for me, like you said, share my flyer, or you know what I'm saying, you've said something positive about what I'm trying to do, invited me to some of your shows, I'm in some of your shows, that's different. We helping each other. Of course, if I come to the door, I'm like, hey, I didn't share your flyer and just say, hey, I'm going to be here and invited other people. Yeah, you let me in, that's cool.
Clubs or most comics were comics.
Right.
Like
I'm
actual
saying,
working comics.
I'm saying people that don't talk, don't say two cents to me, and then all of a sudden you come to me and you want to come in. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, no,
that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm saying because I do want to come in free to some shit. You know, I'm just letting you know that now. I'm just shying.
Well, I'll tell you this: both of you are always welcome and free to any Black 11 entertainment show.
Well, thank you.
Y'all hear that? We're gonna hold them to that.
Hey, man, always. That's what it's all about. Like I firmly believe you get what you give. So I always try to show love to people, and I actually love when comics come out in a respectable way and support, you know, the shows and the movement that we're doing. Be it chill in the back, you know, with no agenda. Some people coming out because they want some shit from you.
Right.
I don't, you know, you can come to 50,000 of my shows. If I don't think you're funny and fit the format of the show, then I can't book you. Because understand this, my responsibility is always to the audience, or I have such a diverse array of shows. Maybe I can't put you on one show, but I can put you on something else.
Right.
And I try to opportunities because a bar you dropped earlier, and one thing I admire about you is you're putting in those reps, and I see you working, and that's what it takes to get better and get more comfortable on stage. So in the last couple minutes let's talk about comedic influences, and then tell the people how and where they can find you.
Yes, sir. So my influences, growing up, I used to get suspended from school a lot.
I knew he said the GED class. It was just something about them quotes. Let me know. He had a lot of time on his fucking hands.
A lot of time on my hands. So I would stay at my grandmother's house while my mom was at work. I watched the Jamie Foxx show, Good Times, Martin.
Okay.
So Jamie Foxx, Jimmy Walker, Martin Lawrence, they inspired me to do comedy. But Kevin Hart inspired me to be the absolute best at it.
Yeah.
So those are my major influences.
Beast. Comedic businessman. You hating on Kevin Hart, you just a fucking hater.
You tripping.
You tripping. You tripping. That dude is a goat.
Yes, sir.
Of the business side of comedy. He's showing you how to do this. How about you, Val?
Well, my thing was when I got to be getting ready to turn 50, a couple months before that, I was taking my dad back and forth to chemo and radiation. And so we had a lot of long talks, you know what I'm saying, about life. And one thing he said to me was like, why didn't you ever be a comedian? You always been so funny, you know. And they just talked about things in life that you wish you would have done. Because now he was at that point when he couldn't do it before he passed away, you know. And so when he passed away, I decided when I I was 52, and I went on a cruise called Grown and Sexy Cruise.
Okay.
And they had open mic. And I always wrote jokes. I always have jokes in my phone. So I decided that I was going to do open mic.
On the Grown and Sexy Cruise.
Yeah, and so when I did it, they cued the comedian that's married to Spinderella. He made me come back on stage and say, hey, no, come back up here. Because it was professional comedians behind me that listened. Right. And it's like, we all back here saying, this cannot be your first time. And I said, yeah, this is my first time. And it's like, if this your first time, don't you ever stop. And so that made me keep going. It's like, what made you do it? And I said,
the encouragement.
I told him, I said, well, it was on my bucket list. And I said, I figure if I fuck up, I don't know none of you motherfuckers. So you know what I'm saying? Who y'all gonna tell? You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing about it. I mean, for years, like growing up to me, my things was Richard Pryor, some more, and Bernie Mac.
Love some more Bernie Mac. Yeah.
So those were my things. So if people used to call me at work some more because I used to wear my hair really short and it was funny. They call me some more. So when I started doing my own stuff, I said, hey, stop calling me some more. Call me Oval. You know what I'm saying? Go. So that was my thing. Just like I'm just saying, like 702.5 is an inspiration to Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Because I've known E. Carice for a long time. E. Carice, she's the type of person
give her adjectives.
No, I'm serious.
Give her adjectives.
Fine ass E. Carice. Sorry,
excuse
me.
We don't want to get beat up here.
I did several shows with her, but this is the thing about her. You know, all jokes aside, she gives anybody an opportunity that feel that they have something they want to talk about on a consistent basis, that want to get it out. She sit down with you and run off her program, if it fits your program or whatever fits your budget, and it's not that many people that get that kind of opportunities because people are so jealous and so haters, you know what I'm saying?
She is so dope.
I do appreciate her doing that. She's been doing this a long time. Even when she was downtown, I was still going down there. So shout out to her for that. Because
and she out here rocking the set it off braids.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tap your pocket, E. Carice.
Yeah, she is. So, like I said, I'm just saying, like in the comedy world, I've loved it. I've loved the comedians that I've met, most of them. You know, sometimes you meet people, you think one thing of them, but when you meet them in person, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, I thought you was cooler than that. You kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You know,
comedy, the world of comedy has a lot of broken people in it. I will say that, but you know, but going back to your point that you were making earlier, there are just so many dope souls in this business, and there are people. I know we talked about a lot of this. Is like he had a little bit of shit to say Saturday, but there are so many fundamentally great people still left in this world. We can't be jaded. That was the point of my whole rant earlier. We cannot be jaded. You can't let these suckers change your heart. You can't let these suckers make you into one of the people like they are, low integrity. You can't make, everybody make fun of that Michelle Obama quote, like when they go low, we go high type thing. You absolutely have to live that way. You have to remain high because we can't fight guerrilla gutter warfare and still maintain any semblance of a decent society. So as soon as these motherfuckers reveal themselves, your job is to have a strong and swift cutoff game. So we're up against the time, but I do want you guys to shout out your socials, man. I appreciate y'all coming out on the Comedy Cypher Real Shit Saturday.
Yes, sir. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, Shamar_Green 712, SHAMAR, green like the color 712, July 12th. That's my birthday. So
there you go.
I'm a Cancer, ladies.
He's single too, ladies. That was his.
Look, he's trying to tell you a little something.
He came up here just Shamar dropped quotes, and you did a lot in this interview. He did drop quotes, knowledge, inspiration, his social, and offered up some dick in one radio station interview.
I got my own apartment, one bedroom.
What's in your refrigerator, Shamar? Hot dogs and Hennessy.
No, I got some Tyson chicken nuggets in the freezer.
Oh, you got chicken nuggets in the freezer. You bring the dipping sauce, ladies.
Yeah, I need some ranch. I forgot to get ranch, so I need some ranch.
He even like hood bitches too. He said, bring some ranch.
Now he looking for somebody with an EBT card.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
I do need some ranch.
Shamar, I like your style, brother.
Feeling is mutual. I do need ranch, so if you come over, please and thank you.
Oh, Val, where can they find you?
You can find me on all aspects, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook.
Feet Finder.
It's always on Val Comedian, and that's OH, okay? Not anything else. OH, okay? VAL Comedian, okay? So it's Val Comedian. Hit me up, go on to my YouTube page. I got a couple things on there. And just to let a little love for everybody else, somebody just sent me this yesterday that Sherry Shepard is looking for, you sent her a shot of something that you did comedy wise and present it to her because she's looking into different comedians. Hey, because if I don't get it, I wish the best for the next. You understand what I'm saying?
There you go. Thank you for sharing that information, man. Y'all tap in with Oval. Y'all tap in with Shamar. Y'all continue to follow and support Hot 7025.
And comedy's a fun game. I know we talked a lot, but it's a beautiful game. Y'all don't be discouraged if you think about joining it. It's a beautiful game.
Some of you motherfuckers should quit.
Some of y'all ain't funny. Okay. Some of y'all look more funny than y'all talk.
Listen, next week on the Comedy Cypher, we're going to come with positive vibes, positive energy. Prayers and shout outs to you and yours to have a great week. Hopefully we come back next week with some fly shit news and developments on what we doing, how we moving. But man, wake up every day, put one foot in front of the other, continue to chase after your goals and dreams and ambitions. Stay away from these suckers. And until we meet again next week, man, y'all be cool.